Welcome back to the channel. Mother from H&P here. As older folks, we are susceptible to cold in our extremities, our hands and our feet, more so than, say, younger folks. We're going to be outside. We need to keep the hands and the feet warm in order to be able to function. So in my travels and in my work, I've gone through a lot of different hands and feet warmers, and we're going to talk about some of these today. Pros and cons, price points, and all of the information you need. And we have several different ways of powering up and using these items here. We have battery operated here, we have chemical here, fuel, and electric. And we'll go over these one at a time. The most common one and probably the least expensive is these chemical little hottie hand warmers, toe warmers, body warmers. It's they come two to a pack. Buck a piece, buck a pack. So they're relatively expensive, one-time use only. Okay, you just put them inside your glove or inside your pockets. You cannot have your skin up against them. They don't recommend that at all. But they are good for 8 hours or so. So if you're outside for a little while, relatively inexpensive, one-day use, one-time use. That's the little hotties. The next thing that's probably the least expensive compared to that, it's going to be this little battery-operated hand muff. Now, I wouldn't use it outside that much unless you're just going to be hanging out, going to a ball game or something like that. You put your batteries in here, turn it on, zip it up, and it's good to keep your hands warm. And so, you got batteries, it's good as long as the batteries last. That's called a shovel hand muff. You can find it on the internet. So the next things we have is going to be these fuel operated items here. We have the Zippo 12-hour hand warmer. It comes in parts and pieces. You fill their little pre-measured thing with your lighter fluid, and you're going to need a fire source to light your lighter, and then you have the holes for the warmth from the flame. It comes with a nice pouch that can regulate how much warmth you want by the opening here. So you stick that in your pocket, and there you go. One hand at a time, as opposed to two hands at a time. So keep that in mind. But the cool thing about this is the quantity of the lighter fluid that you get in a bottle, the 12-ounce bottle. This uses about 7 milliliters, a quarter ounce per use, and it's good for 12 hours. So if you're going to be out in the woods, you're going to be out for several days at a time, this might be your most economical way to go, because it's refillable. As long as you got lighter fluid, the sucker will run. And you can also get this handy, neat little thing from Zippo too that comes with extra flints, and you can store your lighter fluid in here. I've actually stored fluid in here for a year already, and it's still there. So that's a nice little thing to have if you're just going to be out overnight. You don't want to carry a big old bottle with you. So the fluid is definitely a go-to if you're going to be out for a long length of time. So the next thing we have is a rechargeable hand warmer, also made by Zippo. It's USB charge. It's called a heat bank, the Zippo heat bank. You can also use it as another device charger. But the cool thing about it is it's got one little button that you press after it's charged. It's got a heater on each side. Okay, so you can have one side working or both sides. Okay, you can have it heating both hands at once, or just put it in your pocket for one side. So it's a very cool little thing. It lasts about 8 hours. The price on this sucker, and it is the most expensive, is $35 to $45. That's the Zippo heat bank. But if you got electricity and a source of electricity, this is a nice little thing to have. It lasts for a long time, and it's reusable and rechargeable. The cost for the Zippo hand warmer is about $23 plus the cost of the fluid, which is about another $8. So for $30, you can be out for a while with this. And again, these were like $1 a pair. And this was like $12 anywhere on the internet. So, there's some good options for you. Pros and cons. If I'm outside working during the day, I like to be able to have both hands warm. I use the little hotties. I'm going to be out for a long length of time. The Zippo, for days, you're out hunting, you're out camping, the Zippo I think is your best bet. If you're in your vehicle, this is a good thing to have if you're stuck in your vehicle, and it'll recharge from your vehicle's auxiliary. So, there's your options there that we've come across. If you have any questions, leave a comment for us. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I got miles to go before I sleep.